Emma Carter stood by the kitchen window, her eyes absent-mindedly tracing the raindrops that streaked down the glass. The once comforting rhythm of rain now seemed to mirror the turmoil within her. She had received the text message an hour ago, a message that shattered the illusion of her perfect life. "Emma, you deserve to know the truth. James is having an affair with his secretary, Claire." The sender was anonymous, but the words cut deep. Emma's heart pounded in her chest as she read the message over and over again, hoping it was a cruel joke. James, her husband of 10 years, had always been the picture of loyalty and devotion. They had built a life together, shared dreams and aspirations. The betrayal felt like a dagger to the heart. Emma knew she had to confront James, but first she needed evidence. She couldn't walk into an argument with just an anonymous text. With a resolve she didn't know she possessed, she decided to follow James the next day. The following morning, Emma watched as James kissed her goodbye, his smile as warm as ever. She felt a pang of sorrow, but she quickly buried it. She had a mission. Once James left for work, she grabbed her keys and followed him at a safe distance. The drive to his office was uneventful, but her heart raced when she saw him leave the building with Claire. They walked to a nearby cafe, laughing and talking animatedly. Emma parked her car a block away and entered the cafe, sitting at a table with a clear view of the couple. She watched as James reached across the table to hold Claire's hand, his eyes filled with an affection that should have been reserved for her. Emma discreetly snapped photos with her phone, each click of the camera a nail in the coffin of her marriage. As she left the cafe, Emma felt a mix of heartbreak and determination. She had the evidence she needed. Now it was time to plan her revenge. Emma spent the next few days devising her plan. She wanted her revenge to be thorough, impactful, but legal. Crime was not an option. She sought to reclaim her dignity and rise above the betrayal. She began by making a list of James and Claire's weaknesses. James was a respected businessman, his reputation impeccable. Claire, on the other hand, was ambitious but careless. Emma decided to target both their professional and personal lives. She knew she had to be meticulous and patient. Emma started by anonymously sending the photos of James and Claire to key stakeholders in James's company. She included a note implying that the affair had been going on for a while and that it had started affecting their work. The corporate world was unforgiving, and she knew the scandal would damage James's reputation and position. Next, Emma reached out to Claire's superiors. She crafted a detailed report highlighting Claire's unprofessional behaviour, supported by fabricated evidence of her incompetence and neglect of duties. Emma's background in corporate communications made this task easy. She knew how to make the report look authentic. Within a week, the fallout began. James was called into a series of meetings with the board of directors. The photos had circulated, and whispers of his indiscretion filled the office. His polished image was tarnished, and he found himself increasingly isolated. The board decided to suspend him pending further investigation. Claire faced a different kind of storm. Her superiors confronted her with the report Emma had created. Despite her protests, she couldn't refute the detailed evidence. Claire was demoted, her ambitions crushed under the weight of the scandal. Emma watched from the sidelines, a mix of satisfaction and sorrow in her heart. She had achieved her goal, but the emptiness of betrayal lingered. However, she was not done yet. Before discovering her husband's infidelity, Emma had lived a comfortable but unremarkable life. She had put her career on hold to support James, dedicating her time to managing their household and raising their 2 children, Liam and Sophie. Her days were filled with routine tasks and social obligations, and she had lost touch with her own ambitions and passions. While she found joy in her family, she often felt unappreciated and unfulfilled, her potential lying dormant. With James's career in tatters and Claire's ambitions thwarted, Emma turned her focus inward. She realised that true revenge would not just be about their downfall, but about her own growth and self-respect. Emma decided to invest in herself. Determined to change her life, Emma began by setting small, achievable goals. She started reading books on personal development and business strategies. She joined online forums and communities where she could exchange ideas and learn from successful women. Emma also began to network, attending industry events and reconnecting with old colleagues. As her knowledge and confidence grew, Emma enrolled in a series of professional development courses, determined to climb the corporate ladder on her own merit. Her dedication and hard work soon paid off. She impressed her superiors with her competence and leadership skills, earning a promotion within a few months. Her colleagues admired her resilience and newfound confidence. Emma also took up hobbies she had abandoned years ago. She started painting again, finding solace and expression in her art. She joined a local running club, where she discovered the joy of pushing her physical limits and the camaraderie of fellow runners. These activities not only helped her heal, but also allowed her to rediscover herself. As Emma's professional life flourished, she began to attract attention from admirers. Among them was Daniel, a charming and kind-hearted lawyer who had recently joined her company. Daniel was different from James. He was attentive, respectful, and genuinely interested in Emma's well-being. Their relationship started as a friendship, but it soon blossomed into something deeper. Daniel's presence in her life was a breath of fresh air, and Emma found herself smiling again, genuinely happy for the first time in months. She realized that true love was not about perfection, but about respect, trust, and mutual support. One evening, Emma received a call from James. His voice was strained and he asked to meet her. Out of curiosity and a sense of closure, Emma agreed. They met at a quiet cafe, the same one where Emma had first discovered the affair. James looked weary, the consequences of his actions evident in his tired eyes. He apologized, his voice filled with regret. "Emma, I made a terrible mistake. I've lost everything. Can you ever forgive me?" Emma listened, her heart surprisingly calm. She realized she no longer harbored anger or hatred towards him. His downfall was his own doing, and she had moved beyond his betrayal. "James, I appreciate your apology. But forgiveness doesn't mean things can go back to how they were. We're different people now." James nodded, tears in his eyes. "I understand. I just needed to say I'm sorry." With that, Emma felt a sense of closure. She had faced her past and emerged stronger. She walked out of the cafe with a sense of peace, ready to embrace her future. Emma's life continued to thrive. Her professional success and personal growth earned her respect and admiration from those around her. She had built a new life, one that was fulfilling and meaningful. Her relationship with Daniel grew deeper, based on mutual respect and love. Daniel admired Emma's strength and resilience, and he supported her in every aspect of her life. They complemented each other perfectly, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Emma had not only avenged herself, but had also reclaimed her dignity and self-worth. She had grown professionally and personally, finding true love and respect in the process. Her revenge had been served cold, but it had ultimately led to her triumph and happiness. Emma's curiosity about the anonymous message lingered. Who had sent it, and why? One evening, as she was sifting through her emails, she noticed a new message from an unknown address. The subject read, "Time for the truth." Intrigued, Emma opened the email. It was from Laura, one of James's former colleagues who had been let go under suspicious circumstances. Laura had always been a quiet presence in their social gatherings, someone Emma had barely noticed. The email explained everything. "Emma, you don't know me well, but I used to work with James. I was the marketing manager until I was unjustly fired because of a mistake that wasn't mine. It was Claire's, but James covered for her. I saw them together often, and it became clear to me that they were having an affair. I didn't have concrete proof then, but I felt you deserved to know the truth, so I sent that message. I know what it feels like to have your life turned upside down by their actions. I hope the information I provided helped you in some way. Laura." Emma was stunned. Laura, a woman she barely knew, had taken a risk to reveal the truth. Her heart swelled with gratitude. She decided to meet Laura and thank her in person. Emma reached out to Laura, and they agreed to meet at a cafe. When Laura arrived, Emma stood to greet her, a warm smile on her face. "Thank you, Laura. You don't know how much your message changed my life." Laura looked relieved. I'm glad it helped. I felt it was the right thing to do." As they talked, Emma learned more about Laura's story. She had been wronged by James and Claire, much like Emma had. Their shared experiences forged an instant bond, and they soon became close friends. Laura's insights and advice proved invaluable as Emma continued to navigate her new life. With Laura's support and Daniel's unwavering love, Emma felt more empowered than ever. She had transformed from a woman defined by her husband's betrayal into a formidable force, respected and admired by all who knew her. In the end, Emma's journey was not just about revenge. It was about rediscovering her strength, reclaiming her identity, and forging new, meaningful relationships. Her revenge had indeed been served cold, but it had led to a warm and fulfilling new chapter in her life.